So this is maybe like a new form factor of coding compared to like how we've been doing it for the past 20 or 30 years or so.
Yeah, for me, like my journey for coding goes way back. I've been coding for a while, but my grandpa was actually one of the first computer programmers in the Soviet Union back in like
Oh wow.
the 1940s or something.
Wow.
And he programmed using punch cards because programming like with software wasn't a thing yet. And what he would do is he would take these like big punch cards, and in the U.S. there was this like IBM thing that was sort of the IDE of the time, and you would use that to program these paper punch cards, and that's how he programmed. And he would bring these home every night, and my mom would tell me stories growing up about how she would draw over these with crayons, and like for her that was part of her experience growing up. And since then, programming has evolved. So it was punch cards, and then we had kind of assembly, and then we had these first high-level languages. So COBOL and Fortran, and then we got in the 80s into like Java and these like typed languages and Haskell, and that was really exciting. And then in the 90s, we got into JavaScript and Python. So, these are interpreted languages that still give you a lot of safety. And I kind of think about the programming language and the experience of using the programming language as evolving in lockstep. Because around the time that Java started appearing, you saw, for example, the Eclipse IDE, and it had the first type of head features. Like you could type a character and then you get a drop down, and the IDE is like, do you mean this or this and this? And it was just incredible because as a human, you didn't have to read the code anymore. And so I see this as the evolution. So this is the languages have sort of, I think, leveled out. Kind of all the modern languages belong to kind of similar families. There's like a few big families of languages, and they're pretty similar if you glance. But the experience is now really evolving, where now you don't have to deal with punch cards or assembly or even code. You deal with prompts, and the model figures out the coding part. And this is just hugely exciting to me as a programmer.